Hi, this is Sarah of Sarah Q Geist DPT Myofascial Release. I am coming to you today to talk a little bit more about the nervous system and how to shift and support the nervous system. So on Facebook Live, I did a couple of videos on what the autonomic nervous system is. We did a video on rebounding, which is one way to shift the nervous system using movement. And now I want to talk to you a little bit about shifting the nervous system by using awareness. So our nervous system really is meant to help protect us, to keep us alive. And because of that, it pays a lot of attention to things that we perceive as negative or things that we perceive as threatening. And that's really helpful if our main goal is to stay alive. But I think for a lot of us, especially in this time, it's not just about staying alive, but it's about being happy. It's about being, fulfilled. It's about having a life where we feel like we're, it's the reason the phrase "living our best life" is so popular right now. This is a focus for a lot of us, and so in order to do that, we really want to be able to kind of nourish the nervous system in order to be happy, right? And not be stressed so much of the time. So what do I mean by nourishing the nervous system? Well, that means like actually helping the nervous system to be able to deal with more and more stressors. And so right now, a lot of us, I'm recording this during the coronavirus pandemic, and so a lot of us are living a life where we're not able to leave our house and do the things that we're used to doing. We're not sure that we're going to be able to make the money that we're used to making. And so for a lot of us, that's kind of activating our nervous system. That's making us feel a little bit more stressed. So this practice, focusing on pleasure, is a way to help to nourish the nervous system. So when I use the word pleasure, a lot of people find that to be a hard topic, a hard word, a hard concept to kind of deal with. What I really mean by pleasure, it's not the hedonistic lifestyle. What I'm talking about is actually using our senses to take in things that we experience as being pleasant. So actually, first thing is, how do you know that you find something to be pleasant? So what I want you to do is I want you to either take a look around your room, or you can take a look around kind of the screen that I have here and just let your eyes kind of wander a little bit. And I want you to kind of land on something that you find to be pleasant to look at. And I want you to just see, what does it feel like in your body to look at that thing, and just kind of notice, what does pleasant feel like? So you can do that a couple times. So let your eyes wander again, and then find something pleasant to look at, land on that, take it in, notice what it feels like, and then go ahead and move on. You can do that with one more thing. So for me, as I'm looking around and noticing, a couple of the things that I've landed my eyes on, I actually feel like my body starts to relax a little bit. There's an opening that happens through my body, my breath shifts, and that's how I know it's kind of pleasant to look at. And after a couple of those, I actually landed on something that was interesting for me to look at. It captured my attention, it captured my curiosity, and so there was an aspect of me kind of wanting to move towards it. It wasn't really relaxing, it was more kind of activating and intriguing. So it's kind of interesting to me that after a couple of times of looking at something that relaxed me, I landed on something that kind of drew me in a little bit. So this idea of pleasure or pleasant sensations being nourishing to the nervous system is one that we can use anytime. It can be a practice. It can be something where you take 5 minutes out of your day and you kind of take some time to experience pleasant sensations, or at any moment in your day you can shift your awareness to focus on pleasant sensations. So again, we're talking about different sensations. We're talking about sight, we're talking about touch, we're talking about taste, we're talking about smell, and we're talking about hearing, right? So you can use any of those senses. Some of us may gravitate towards one versus the other, but I would encourage you to kind of play around with the different ones. Maybe you really tend to look at things that are enjoyable, that are pretty, that are beautiful. And so what I would do is encourage you to maybe find some texture that you can play with. So I'm actually wearing a velour sweatshirt right now, and I don't know if you can hear my dog. She's right next to me. So those are two things texture-wise. It kind of feels good to touch the velour. It feels good to touch my dog and pet her. And so not just knowing, oh yeah, I really like to taste chocolate, right? So I'm going to eat lots of chocolate. Actually taking your awareness and focusing it on that thing in that moment. So if eating chocolate is something that you find to be pleasant, when you're doing that, really taking the time and savoring the flavor, feeling what it feels like in your mouth, really noticing the taste of it. When you're petting your dog, really actually taking the time to feel what her fur feels like under your hands, or noticing, something that's beautiful, really kind of taking your whole awareness and focusing it through your eyes and being aware of the sight. So I'm going to stop now for today because my dog really, really wants to go play, and she's moving the table that the computer is on. So we're going to go play a little bit. We're going to play some Frisbee. It's sunny out, so I will probably pause and take a moment and actually really feel the sunlight on my back, feel that warmth coming from the sunshine, so that when I look at the news, I can take in that information and hopefully not be quite as activated or stressed by it. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I hope you guys are all holding up and doing well, and if you're watching this from the time beyond when we're no longer living with a global pandemic, you can consider this part of a time capsule. Stay well.